Hey guys, Dough Mama here. You asked and I listened. You wanted to see how Dough Mama herself rolls out her dough. So today I'm going to be showing you exactly that. So I've got a package here of the white dry mix, which is what I've used to make my dough today. So I made this dough about half an hour ago, and rather than popping it in my fridge, I just left it to sit on my counter. I find leaving it on the counter is just as effective as putting it in the fridge. So if you haven't been doing that already, give that a try and see what you think. So there's a few tools that I like to use when I'm rolling out my dough. First and foremost, I like to get a little container of all-purpose flour. So I usually have that handy when I'm making my dough. I also like to use a dough roller. A lot of people use a rolling pin. I find the dough roller is a bit easier for getting right to the edges of your pizza, especially if you like a thin crust. Next, I've got my pizza stone. So let's get started. So we're going to take our dough, it's just hanging out in that bowl, and we're going to take some of that flour, and all I'm going to do is just sprinkle some of that flour right on top of the dough. So you can kind of see there, it's not too much. I would say that's maybe about a teaspoon or so in there. And then what I'm going to do next is just take my hand and kind of loosen that dough from the sides of the bowl. Next, I'm going to take that flour again and just flour the surface that I'm going to roll it out on. So I've pretty generously floured that surface, so then my dough won't stick. So take that out, put it down, set the bowl aside, and using my hands, I'm just going to press out the dough. I'm going to flip it over a couple times so that I have lots of flour on there. I don't want any sticking. There's nothing worse than a sticky dough and a sticky pizza. So there we go, and if you're feeling brave, you can always toss it a little bit or a lot. And you can see it's already getting to be a nice size and a nice shape. So once I'm feeling pretty confident in how the dough is looking, I'll transfer it to my stone. So at this point, I'm going to use my dough roller. And when I take the dough roller, all I'm going to do is go from the center of the dough and push my way out to the outsides. Just like that. And you can see it's covering the entire stone, and it takes no time at all. So some of the pieces that went over the edge, I'm just going to tuck up so they'll make a nice crust. There we go. And there we have it. Our pizza is ready to be covered in delicious sauce, cheese, and of course, loaded with toppings. So once you've got it all dressed up and ready to go with your favorites, pop it in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes at 425 degrees. Of course, all this information is on the back of your package as well. I find when I'm using a pizza stone, I bake it for just a touch longer, only because the stone is a bit thicker, so I like to make sure it's evenly cooked throughout the center. And there we have it, easy as pie. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and remember, ain't no mama like Dough Mama.